think software will continue to boom. It'll go through an order of magnitude push, at least in terms of the number of really interesting, compelling software founders. They'll just be coming out of every part of the planet. And that's an amazing thing for all of us.
When you mentioned like the reverse brain drain, I just thought the like term was so funny.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this before. It's kind of one of our mantras internally at Kindred. Kanye and I talk about this a lot, which is this idea that the concepts of Silicon Valley and the lessons and all
Mhm,
the stories and the way of doing things, even the way of running like an engineering sprint, small
mhm,
teams, all of that stuff,
mhm,
product market fit. This is all, you know, a way of thinking and a way of building that is very particular to Silicon Valley. But that has now been learned and is now
mm,
being distributed.
mm,
And this is really important. In our very first pitch deck for Kindred on Fund One, I included on the cover slide this quote: "The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed." And that's
mm.
by famous science fiction author William Gibson, who wrote Neuromancer.
That's a great
And
quote.
yeah, and the reason why that quote captures things on several different axes and levels, so it's a really interesting quote. But in this particular case, what is very exciting is that Silicon Valley is not just a place; it's a state of mind, and
Mm,
that state of mind has now been exported everywhere. It's a diaspora of ideas and
mhm,
frameworks, and that is, the vessel there are entrepreneurs or startup employees that come here and then they leave. And so I think that's really exciting to see that diversity explode because of the frameworks and practices of Silicon Valley getting exported. So I think this affects not only software, we talked about that,
mhm,
but it also affects frontier technologies. Frontier technologies have been sort of this minority section of technology entrepreneurship and investing. It's more capex, more time on the timeline to make something happen, and more risk because of those two issues. And classically, venture capitalists have been focused in on software, even though venture capital originally came from chips and
mm,
hardware, right? And so I think so. It's been something that I think a lot of VCs have been fearful of, and not for any wrong reason. I mean,
mm.
certainly higher risks in today's market to invest in frontier technologies because of those things.